Okay, and once again, I'm going to state this again so that people understand this. I believe that Christmas has many, many pagan things injected into it, including the Christmas tree. I think the Christmas tree actually does have pagan origins. However, I certainly would not get on YouTube in a debate against a Christian apologist on such a topic. So Zach keeps saying that the Christmas tree was a sign of fertility, and that people would put, before the first century, people would put presents under it, and as worship to a sun god. Okay, the idea that the Christmas tree came from Sol Invictus or Mithra or sun worship is weak at best. That's all there is to say about it. In terms of proof, I'm not saying that it's not possible. But when you really want to look at the evidence, proof-wise, you're going to have a really, really difficult time trying to prove that the Christmas tree was a fertility symbol. Now, in later history, you have things like the Yule log. We're not really quite sure what the whole point of the Yule log was. It was supposed to burn for a whole long time. You had, even in Sweden today, during Midsummer is a festival that they have a pole that's supposed to represent a phallic symbol. So I understand that there are, but these are much later beliefs, okay? So the fact that Zach keeps going back to this is a fertility sign, there doesn't seem to be any evidence before much later in history that this is actually the point. Tertullian is quite clear about why the pagans believed the Christians worship the sun. Okay? He gives us specific reasons why the pagans believe that the Christians worship the sun. Nowhere does he attest to a tree being decorated and presents being placed under it in homage to the birth of the sun god as a reason that the pagans would believe that they are worshiping the sun. This is what Tertullian says. He says, others, again, certainly, I'm quoting now Tertullian, of course. This is in his Apology 16:9-11. Others, again, certainly with more information and greater verisimilitude, believe that the sun is our God. We shall be counted Persians, perhaps, though we do not worship the orb of day painted on a piece of linen cloth, having himself everywhere in his own disk. The idea, no doubt, has originated from our being known to turn to the east in prayer. But you, many of you, also under pretense sometimes of worshiping the heavenly bodies, move your lips in the direction of the sunrise. In the same way, if we devote Sunday to rejoicing from a far different reason than the sun worship, we have some resemblance to those of you who devote the day of Saturn to ease and luxury, though they too go far away from Jewish ways, of which indeed they are ignorant. Okay, so what Tertullian here is saying is, look, they think that we're sun worshipers because A, we turn to the east when we pray, and they think that that means that we're worshiping the sun, and we worship on Sunday, which is a holy day for us. They think that that's why we worship the sun. But the fact that we worship on Sunday doesn't mean that we worship the sun any more than the Jews worshiping on Saturday means that they're worshiping Saturn. This is what he's saying. Now, this is...
And Tertullian, he's 3rd century.
Correct.
He's 200s.
Yes. And listen to what... I could not believe this. Listen to what 119 Ministries now takes this quote. Listen to what they say about this quote. First of all, this is in the second part of 119 Ministries Sunburned. At this point, they've given up most references. They're just saying stuff now. And it sounds like a lot of it is coming from The Two Babylons by Hislop, which has been proven to be erroneous. Here's what and listen to what they say at the end of this clip about this quote from Tertullian.
When the so-called Fathers of the Church in AD 440 decided upon a date to celebrate the event, they chose the day of the winter solstice, which was firmly fixed in the minds of the people and was already their most important festival. It was
this, once again, we'll talk about this in a little bit, but this certainly is not proven.
Certainly quite convenient for Constantine to adopt this common custom of the birthday of the Messiah at the time he was trying to merge the world religions of Mithraism and Christianity.
Okay, hang on just a sec. We got to stop. There's so many things wrong with this already. First of all, Did the church fathers in the 400s set the date of Christmas, as he's saying, or did Constantine fix it? He says both fixed it. Constantine was in the 300s, not in the 400s. So where's he at?
It was firmly fixed in the minds of the people, and was already their most important festival. It was certainly quite convenient for Constantine to adopt this common custom of the birthday of the Messiah at the time he was trying to merge the world religions of Mithraism.
So, fact, we don't have any evidence that December 25th, before Constantine, was set as Roman god. What do you call it? What's the day? What do they call it?
The birthday of the sun god.
Yeah. We don't have any sources from before Constantine that demonstrate or support that claim.
Yes, we'll talk about this in a few minutes because
okay.
I do think that the Christians did place the Christmas celebration. I know we'll talk about this because this is actually a good debate to have. But anyway, let's keep listening. Remember, I want everybody to keep in mind the quote that I just read from Tertullian. Okay,
Christianity. Why did the Roman Church fix upon December 25th as a day to honor the Messiah's birthday when it's clearly a pagan festival day? There's many opinions on this. The prevailing reason was that they justified the switch by insisting that the birthday of the Son was appropriate because they would still be celebrating the birthday of the Son of Righteousness.
Yeah,
there's no source.
Yeah, there's no source, and he doesn't quote any source. He didn't put any source up in part one. He keeps putting up quotes, which we'll talk about once we get to a different section of this.
He does hint right there at the Malachi passage.
He does.
Son of Righteousness.
Son of Righteousness. Okay, so now this is where he's going to hit this Tertullian quote. Listen to this.
See Malachi chapter 4, verse 2. However, this flavor of thinking began happening well before it was all solidified into law. Others, with greater regard to good manners, it must be confessed, suppose that the Son is the God of the Christians, because it is a well-known fact that we pray toward the east, or because we make Sunday a day of festivity. Tertullian, 155 to 225 AD. Believe it or not, Tertullian has been called the father of Latin Christianity and the founder of Western theology. It should be a little disturbing that a supposed church father believed himself to basically be a sun god worshiper.
What?
I knew you'd like that one.
Did he just say that?
You know what this tells me? You know what this tells me?
Listen, don't this.
Well, you know what that tells me? It tells me that he copied and pasted this from somewhere, that he didn't see the full quote.
No, and he's not putting his own thoughts together.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's not. It's sensationalism.
Well, he saw this. He said, "Oh, Tertullian's a sun worshiper." He's admitting it right here, but he only had a line out of the quote. This shows a very poor,
And then he tries to undermine all of Christian theology. This is the father of Christian theology. Here admitted that he was a sun worshiper. What does that do? Are you a Christian theologian?